Oh, hello. This is Siwen Yi from the Yi Real Estate Network. Thank you for attending this podcast. Uh, I have in front of me our network real estate agent from the Southwest Florida market, Cape Coral. And the reason why we're sort of doing this emergency webinar because things are moving so challenging, so quickly, so interestedly, so unique here in the Southwest market. Uh, so we got a lot of things to go over. I know all of you are fully aware that this market currently this year and beyond is very exciting, very challenging. So we want to make sure that we present it in a way that allow you to see the how the opportunity exists out there and how this market can help you to achieve not only a cash flow but potential for equity and appreciation. So we have a case story to tell about some of the one experience we have with our recent investor from our network. He has done very well. And Justin Zarwatney is our network realtor from Southwest Florida, Cape Coral area. So without further ado, Justin, go ahead and go over what is going on with your exciting Southwest Florida market. So take it away.
Great, thank you, Mr. Yi. Yeah, I mean, exciting is the word to use for our market right now. It is, busier than I have ever seen it, and everything that's going on in the world really has created a perfect storm for the Southwest Florida market. So the biggest thing that we have seen over the last year is the population shift to Florida, specifically Southwest Florida. We've talked about it in the past on webinars. This isn't a new phenomenon, something that's been happening for months now, but just continues to gain momentum. So when we say there's a population shift, not only are people buying homes that are moving to South Florida, but they're renting as well. So we have a large population looking for somewhere to live. That was kind of step number one in this perfect storm. So the next step, we all know, with COVID, everything that's gone on in 2020, factories are not producing products at the same speed that they were in past years. Wood supply, paint supply, wiring, appliances, these are all things that builders need to put a home together that they are having difficulty getting. So tie this all together, we have lots of people moving to Southwest Florida. We have a limit in the number of homes that can be built. People are looking to the resale market. Not too many people want to leave. Prices are skyrocketing incredibly fast. I mean, we're talking about some builders, every 2 homes they sell are putting a 2, 3, 4% increase on their prices because there's such a demand for homes and there's only so many new homes they can build. There's just no inventory out there. I often tell investors looking for homes when I set up a search for them, take a look at the search. You'll understand that 7 to 14 days from now, a week or two, all of these homes are going to be gone, and there's going to be a new set of homes in their place, maybe 10 or so at a time, and that's really how fast this market is moving. That being said, that speed in the market, it's created a great opportunity to invest. And we're going to show a couple of properties here, that are available and discuss them. And like Mr. Yi said, we'll talk about our case study. So we can actually start with that.
Yep. Sounds good.
We'll go back. Here we go. All right. So here's an example of a duplex that is available in Cape Coral. You may recognize that we've talked about it on webinars in the past. If we go back about 2 months, this duplex, they were selling for $380,000. We were projecting each side to rent for about $1,300 a month. Created good cash flow, several $100s a month. We knew vacancy would be low. We know maintenance is going to be low for the first several years. Brand new construction. We knew appreciation would be good. So keep in mind we had an investor who decided to purchase it. Again, got it for $380,000. Let's fast forward now 2 months, only 2 months, very short period of time. These same duplexes with the same builder are now going for between $420,000 and $450,000. This investor who made that decision to purchase, they could turn around and sell it, tomorrow and make, tens of thousands of dollars just because, they made that decision to purchase. That rent that we were projecting at $1,300 a month for each side, so $2,600 total, turned out we can rent it for $1,450 now. Rent prices are going up just as fast as sale prices. We were able to market the home. I put it on the market on Thursday as available for rent. It's been about a week now, week and a day. I had over 7,000 views on the listing. I had over 350 messages for the listing. I had 50 applications requested, 30 applications filled out. And from that pool of 30 applications, we were able to select the 2 best tenants. They're moving in April 1st. So the owner is going to have 0 vacancy their first year. We're going to put 2 tenants in. They're going to rent it for the first year, and assuming they continue to re-sign like we see with a lot of our homes, it could be several years before the owner sees any vacancy from this unit at a higher rent price than they were expecting.
By the way, Justin, you and I discussed, this is one of our client that purchased from our network. You mentioned the prospective tenant is pretty much a typical tenant that are coming from out of town, come from another part of the country, and much to our surprise, no longer. It's just the quality of tenant is very, very strong these days. So share with me what you told me about the occupation of this tenant and where he was moving from and what have you. Go ahead and share that.
Yeah. So again, we had a large number of applications. I can tell you that a lot of people they're looking to move from New York, Ohio. We had a New Jersey applicant, all over the country coming to Southwest Florida. I can tell you the 2 that we selected actually had relocated here about 3 months ago. We're in a month-to-month rental, looking for somewhere to make a long-term rental. The people moving here from out of town, it wasn't going to be available long enough. They were hoping for a May 1st move, and I said, there's way too much interest. There's no way this unit is still available May 1st. It's just not possible. So the tenants that we did get, again, one of the things that we do as a property management company, we screen all the tenants. We have strict criteria. We won't accept a tenant without 3 times the monthly rent and income, 650 combined credit score, needs to have a clean background check, clean rental history, and if it came down to making a decision between 2 tenants who fit all the criteria, we're looking for people who have steady, reliable, jobs that are going to be there no matter what. Right? We're not looking for someone who makes a ton of money as a bartender. May look great on paper, but it's a tourism industry. It comes and goes. We want jobs that are going to be there no matter what. For this duplex, we have 2 tenants. They're both in essential lines of work. We know this money is going to come in regardless. Ended up being anywhere from 5 or 6 times the rent and income. It wasn't even really close. We were able to find people who far exceeded our expectation there. Excellent credit scores, excellent rental history. I mean, we're talking about picture perfect tenants in a matter of a week. Because we had so many applicants apply, we were able to be very choosy. And that's the benefit of having something on the market right now. They asked, well, do you have anything else available? No, we really don't. The only reason these homes were even available was because they were a new purchase. All of our homes that are currently in our management portfolio, the tenants are continuing to re-sign. They don't want to risk, losing a home that they like at a good rate, to try and, get involved in the current market. There's just too much competition. I had a number of applicants. They said, "Oh, we've tried so many places. Every time we apply, we lose it because someone else, swoops in and gets it in a day." I said, "Well, yeah, I mean, that's really where our market is at. I mean, if you're interested, don't wait around until the weekend to fill out this application. Go home tonight and fill it out, because I can't guarantee it's going to be there tomorrow. That's how fast this is moving." And that level of competition in the tenant pool is nothing but a good thing for an investor. I mean, you're going to get the best of the best right now because of all of that competition.
Yep, that's right. For the next few years, I expect, Justin, that a lot of people, like you said, or the Florida, especially in Southwest Florida, your area is one of the tops in migration. The migration pattern, everybody's coming over here in Southwest Florida because of job growth, of the diversified economy. I mean, you have the retirees coming over here and live. You have vacationers coming here during the winter, and they're vacationing here, good lifestyle, a lot of outdoor activities. You have millennials coming here for jobs. There are so many diversified industries. We're not going to go over that today. But so a lot of people coming in from out of town, they want to buy, but there's almost no inventory. So they are relegated to renting for a while, for at least a year, maybe even more, until more inventory going to come to the market. And this is a nationwide pandemic, if you will, where it's a record shortage of homes. People can't buy even if they can qualify, so they're going to rent in the meantime. So this is a very, very unique market, but it's good for real estate investors like us. So Justin, go ahead, continue with your case, and then let us know, I mean, what other inventory you have available. Also share with the audience, Justin, what makes you so unique, what makes you able to in your market to find the inventory for us investors to buy. Where about you don't, clearly you do not want investors to go into the resale market by themselves, because they're not going to find anything, especially other key investors. Like, for example, our network, mostly from California. There's no way our real estate investors can on their own come into your market, get into the resale market and try to compete against multiple offers, bidding war. They're not going to do it. So you have connection to the builders in your local areas where you can find the inventory. So that's the value add that you provide that otherwise that investors cannot do. So so that's very good to know.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, everything you said, that really is, what led to why I started my brokerage, why I opened my business. The Southwest Florida market is an incredible market. I mean, people from all over the world want to own homes in Southwest Florida. Unless you live, within about an hour of a home, it's impossible to think that you could manage and rent and own a home successfully, which left a void, right? How is someone from California going to buy a home in Southwest Florida and make money from doing it? But that was what led to the creation of Sayburn Management Company. What we do, we like you said, we use our connections. We help investors purchase homes. We then help manage the homes, lease the homes, like we did with this one. And these homes are going to appreciate very quickly. Somewhere down the road, when the investor is ready, we help them sell the home, and we help them, really finish up that overall investment and see that great return. Yep. One of the things, because we work so specifically with investors, we outside of some friends and family, we don't do primary residence, sales. It's just not the market that I work in. Because we work so specifically with investors, we've built great relationships with these builders and developers. For example, I mean, this duplex here, I can tell you right now, I have a couple other ones just like it that we could sell that are off market. They're homes that I had to do a lot of work to even get them, to be made available. They're ones that the developer owns personally that, he doesn't really want to let go, but he will because, he knows that's where the inventory is. He knows he would sell them at a competitive price, but still one where the investor is going to come in and start making money. And he knows that the investors that I work with are serious, and there's no risk of them not performing. He knows that if we bring a contract, we say we're going to close on it, our investors are ready to buy and be serious buyers. So like I said, we do have a couple more duplexes just like this. They're off market. You're not going to find them searching Zillow or anything like that. Something you'd have to contact us about and get started on. But the demand is absolutely there from tenants. So you can't go wrong with a purchase of a duplex right now. It's very strong market for duplex owners.
Yep, good to know. All right, so go ahead, proceed and tell us what other inventory you have, duplex, and we got like 15 minutes left. So what else? I'm excited to hear what else you got.
Yeah, the next one, something a little bit different, something we haven't presented before. I apologize. I know this picture is a little bit blurry, but like Mr. Yee said, this was a webinar we decided to do kind of last minute, just to really update on how quickly this market is moving. This is a home, it's in an area of Naples. So compared to Collier County, or I'm sorry, compared to Cape Coral, which is in Lee County, it's one county south in Collier County. Specifically, this is in an area of Naples called the Golden Gate Estates. If you look at a map, you're going to see Interstate 75 runs north and south, and then it kind of makes a bend to head east and west over to Miami. The Golden Gate Estates are situated kind of right in that pocket where it turns. This is a unique market. I'm not going to find many others like it. This is an area that covers hundreds, if not thousands, of square miles. It is a massive, massive area of land. And every single lot that a home is built on in the Golden Gate Estates is at least 1.15 acres. So you're getting a large area of land with a home here. There's no HOA, so you don't have to worry about HOA payments here. It's a really strong area to invest in. Prices have, like everywhere else, they've been on the rise for years, but really have skyrocketed over the last year. This example home that you see here, it is a 3-bedroom with a den, 2 bathrooms, about 1,800 square feet or so. You see the 2-car garage there. Purchase price on it is $380,000. If we go back 10 years, a home like this would have been selling for the low 200s, maybe mid 200s. You can see fast forward, even go back 2 years, so 8 years from the first example. This same home was probably in the low, maybe mid 300s. Here we are in 2021. It's pushing 400,000, and depending on the exact location, you can absolutely find examples of this home that sell for over 400,000, depending on how close to the city of Naples it is.
So what's the rent? What's the projected rent for this property?
The projected rent depends on the exact home that is selected. I can tell you that rent in this market is very, very, very closely tied to location, to the main roads that run in and out, into Naples. Assuming an average location is selected, 2,500, 2,600 is not out of the question. They rent for very high numbers, and rental inventory is very, very low. If we were to go do a quick Zillow search for homes like this that were on the market for rent, we might find 5 right now. Again, this is out of tens, if not hundreds of thousands of lots. There might be 5 homes available for rent. So again, great scenario where you can take a new construction home that's under warranty, ask top dollar in rent, get a large number of applicants in a matter of days, and select from the very best. Again, just a great scenario to be buying an investment property in. And you know, one thing to be kind of clear with, while this appreciation has happened very rapidly, you know, there's nothing showing that it's going to slow. You know, if we look at last year, all of the areas that were presenting, they appreciated anywhere from 7 to 9%. They're all projected over 10% appreciation in the year 2021. In 2022 and 2023, you know, obviously projections get fuzzier the further out you go, but there's no projection out there that shows that appreciation slowing at any rate. I mean, there's too many people moving to this area right now to see any type of drop in appreciation in the near future. It's just the way the market is set up.
I totally agree. Now, from our past, my network, the Year Realty Network, usually we promote single-family homes, maximum of $250K, and the rent would be like $1,800, maybe $1,900. It's kind of rare in the past, but the past is past. Now's present, and the future is different. So I've done my research. I concur that a house, even at $380K, maybe even $400K, like you said, or projected to rent at least $2,500. So that tells me when an investor put 20 to 25% down payment, giving the low interest rate and all that, and with the debt obligations and all that, I mean, they will achieve positive cash flow, several $100s. So with that in mind, so briefly, can you share with? I understand what you just said, but try to help our investors, educate our investors. Why there are so many tenants who have the ability, or why would they rent and pay $2,500 rent instead of being able to buy a house themselves? So
yeah, and there's a couple reasons. The biggest one, especially right now, let's say you're someone who's moving, from New York, New Jersey, California, you name it. You're moving to Southwest Florida. You're new to the area. You really don't know it very well. Do you want to lock yourself into something that you're going to rent for a couple of years, or something you're going to own on a 30-year mortgage? I mean, you can pick something that's a little bit more temporary, like a rental. Gives you time to learn the area, figure out where you like, what you like, and then potentially buy somewhere down the road. That's what we're seeing right now, and that's a great situation. And we find that's common. We also find that, when people say, oh, we'll buy in a couple years, they'll say that for 10 years and just continue to rent and kind of get stuck in the rental cycle, which as the investor, that's not a bad thing. But it's just kind of the way we see these processes work. So that's probably the most common reason why the tenant pool is so large and just filled with strong applicants right now, is just because of how many people are moving here from somewhere else and they want to start by renting.
Sounds good. Okay, proceed. What else?
And one more thing I did want to point out, the purchase price for a home like this in the Golden Gate Estates, it's higher than what we would typically share or typically recommend. One thing to keep in mind, that purchase price is still pretty good. The land alone, that 1 acre lot that this home is built on is worth over $100,000 without any structure built on it. So, when the value of the home is tied to such a strong start just from the land, that's always a good scenario too. Say an investor held it for 40 years. At that point, it's something that someone would buy and tear down and rebuild. It's just tied to the lot value. I mean, at that point, lot value is probably going to be over $250,000 that far down the road, and you still come out ahead on that investment. So, interesting market, something pretty unique compared to what you see a lot of other places in the country.
Yeah. Clearly, Justin, this Golden Estate is, to me, I use a paper category to identify a particular neighborhood. That's how I do my presentation to my investors for many, many years. And clearly, this is what I call A neighborhood, alphabet A. So this is upscale location, upscale neighborhood, and like I said, it's an A class, not a B, not a C, A class neighborhood. So that's the value of buying in this neighborhood.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
So the last home that we have here, get the picture to load. There we go. So this is the final one. You know, those of you who watched the last webinar, it's going to look familiar. This is a home that is currently available in Cape Coral. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, little over 1,800 square feet. And just want to give a little bit of an update on it. You know, if we go back to January, this home was being sold for right around $260,000. You know, we're projecting rent probably right around $2,000 a month, maybe $1,900 a month. You know, again, 2 months in a very busy, rapidly changing market, and you know, we get to where we are here today, where that home is currently being sold for $285,000. So, you know, for those who bought back in January, you know, instant equity before they've even closed. You know, it's renting probably upwards of $2,200 a month right now. You know, the most recent comp I saw was this exact model. It was built back in 2018, so they've had a couple changes in their building process to upgrade the homes a little bit, so they're a little nicer now. You know, that home has also been lived in for 3 years, and they were asking $2,100. So I have no doubt that we could take a brand new home to the market and ask a little bit more than that and probably get it. So I think 2,150, 2,200 wouldn't be out of the question for this home. You know, again, very, very reliable, credible builder. You know, we've been really happy with them so far. The way this builder works, they don't have any inventory. There's nothing ready right now, but they don't offer anything until it's through permitting. So right now, we do have one lot reserved, which is unaccounted for. Should have a contract right in the next couple weeks. Again, really, really good opportunity. Once that one is sold, probably looking at maybe 6 to 8 weeks before the next contract is going to be ready. Because the way they're always acquiring more land, getting through permitting, and then selling the home. So, you know, a little bit available still right now, you know, but always more coming as well in the future. But again, with the prices going up the way they are, definitely not something to wait around too long on.
Yes, I agree. Okay. All right.
And we also have one more. It's not, I don't have any pictures of it, but relatively similar look to the front of the house. Again, it's some of the project we've talked about in the past out in LaBelle. You know, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Those are selling for $210 right now. So those investors looking for something that's a little bit more in line with what they're used to seeing, you know, from these presentations for the Yee Real Estate Network. Those kind of fall in line a little bit more with your typical home. Again, $210,000 purchase price there. $1,500, maybe even as high as $1,550 in rent each month. And again, they're brand new homes, so you're getting all the features that a tenant would be looking for. Quartz countertops, you know, great tile through the main living area, hardwood cabinets. They're great homes, which is what lets us ask that top dollar in rent. So great investment opportunities.
And they're located in LaBelle. Is that correct?
Yes, those are in LaBelle. There's still, I think there's 2 available right now. They may have a handful more coming to the market here in the next 4 weeks or so. You got to kind of wait and see on those, but definitely 1 or 2 available right now, waiting for buyers.
Sounds good. So yeah, okay. Now we only have a few minutes left. Justin, thank you for these very urgent update, if you will. So for any investor, of course, that I bring you, they will most likely have done a consultation with me first. They will, we will highly encourage them to do a loan pre-approval because your time is very valuable. You only have limited inventory. So investors need to understand that once they are once you all begin to consult with them, it's clear that they need to find a way to pull the trigger fairly quickly. I mean, yes, that's how the market is. But yep, so we need to set our investor up for the proper expectation, right? And this is what's happening. And if the investor will pull the trigger early, they lock in the price, and then any kind of if the builder increase their prices during the few months construction phase, then the investor will reap the benefit of the equity, of the walking equity. And yeah, good. All the product you presented, all three products you presented, will cash flow. So which is that's a foundation of a good investment purchase. But above and beyond the cash flow, we're looking for appreciation, long-term appreciation. So it's a long-term investment, so that's good. So all right, so okay, so with the remaining 1 or 2 minutes we have, you have any kind of, can you recap about this whole presentation before we conclude?
Yeah, I mean, really that's the best thing you can do, even if it's something you're considering. Reach out to Mr. Yi. He knows more about each of his individual investors than I do. He can have a consultation, review where you are, make sure this is going to be right for your investment strategy. And then he'll get you in touch with me. We can talk about specific properties, dive into more detail than we can here on a webinar, answer specific questions. Once Mr. Yi passes along, contact information of an interested investor, we can typically have a call set up within a day or two, as soon as the investor schedule really allows. Answer any questions you have, look at exact inventory, and if the investor is ready, we can get contracts together and get some properties lined up, in a matter of days. And really that's what's required in the market today. It's so busy that you have to be ready to move, and those investors you have are seeing exactly why. That's the best strategy to take right now.
Sounds good, Justin. Judson Zagwatney, ladies and gentlemen, thank you from Southwest Florida, our network real estate agent out there. So thank you so much for this very important update, and looking forward to work with you, Justin, and help our investors to achieve their goals of cash flow and equity potential appreciation for their investment portfolio. Thank you so much again. And this is Si Wing Yi. Have a nice day, everyone. Goodbye.